Welcome to the pod. You are listening to What the Reality with me, Cache Roberts, and we are back with another Toxic Tuesday episode. We are talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta and Rhode Island, but first, we have to talk about this Potomac Cast 11 news. I am not here for it. This is not what I want to see. Sidora has lost her home and custody of her children. And then what is going on with Katy Perry and Ruby Rose? Welcome to the pod. You're listening to What the Reality with me, Cache Roberts. You guys, I'm not even gonna front. Like, today, I am exhausted. I started a new shift at work, which is honestly beneficial for me. However, I'm still exhausted, probably because I was up reading my Kindle last night. So I'm just glad I don't get off work past 5 anymore. I get off like at 4:30 now, but I am exhausted and I can't believe it's only Monday. It's going to be a struggle to go in office Tuesday through Thursday because it's just going to be a struggle of like makeup and everything. We're going to see and working out. Guys, the way I'm moving in a month. For those of you that don't know, I still live at home. You know, in this economy, for real, it's the best decision to do. But, you know, I'm 26 and I am working towards my goals. And one of the goals is financial independence and freedom. And just living alone in my space, not having to worry about everything that's going on around me. And it's coming up to that time. I'm literally moving in May, like May 15th. I'll update you guys as it gets closer because I will probably be out for 2 weeks for what's the reality. What's the reality on what did I say? You can tell I'm tired. I will be out for what the reality. For like 2 weeks just for moving and stuff. And then like the week before my sister's graduating, so I'll be in Florida. So like the last 2 weeks, or the first, like not the first week of May, but the 2 middle weeks of May, it'll be a lot going on. So I probably won't be uploading, but still catch me on TikTok. But we'll get to that when we get to that. It's only April 13th. Anyway, I was trying to extend my gym membership at FitWorks. I'm going to say what it is because screw them. I was trying to extend my membership because my dad normally handles it. And he knew I was moving. And then also like FitWorks, like it's just crazy expensive. And it's like, y'all don't even have all of the workout stuff to be that expensive. I didn't know how much my dad was paying until I tried to extend it for a month, which is like $30 a month. I didn't know he's paying $30 a month for that membership. Like, it was not giving 30 a month. Like that gym, like it ain't giving $30 a month. Let's just say that. It's giving 10. First of all, you only have one working Stairmaster that's good. The other two are super outdated. A lot of the equipment's outdated. So I'm like, my dad was switching over to Crunch. Everyone's going to Crunch Fitness. That's the new thing. Because I'm moving, I was like, okay, I'm just going to go to Sporta again because my apartment does have a gym membership and I don't want to be like doing everything in my apartment. So I was like, I'll just get back at a Sporta. I knew a Sporta is like $10-15 a month. It's not $30 a month. I didn't know he was paying $30 a month. So sorrows. Anyway, I tried to extend it just for throughout April. And it was like an insane amount of money. My dad had already tried to cancel that membership in December because I think he was just like over it. And then I don't know, they had a new billing system or something, and basically some things got overlapped. Like a lot of their customers are trying to track down now because they're like, oh my gosh, well, we didn't receive these payments or whatever. But I'm like, that seems like an error on your billing system. And so now as I try to extend for 1 month, they're trying to hit me with a $130 fee for 1 month because they said it wasn't getting paid the last 2 months. But I'm like, surely that should be something you should have been caught 2 months ago if it wasn't. Like if there was a blip in the system. But either way, it's like my dad had been trying to cancel this membership for a while. I cannot wait. I think in California, there's a law going into effect that you can just call and cancel gym memberships. The way that they make it impossible, he had been trying to cancel for a while. So doing my research and findings, I think he already tried to cancel it. So I don't even know how I've been able to go to the gym the past 2 months, but surely if they weren't being paid, I shouldn't have been able to scan in, especially when there's no one there working the desk and I have to scan in to unlock the door. So they is scamming over there. They was not trying to let me extend it for just the quick $30. They was really trying to make me pay $130 to extend it for 1 month. I said, oh, you will not see me again. So good thing I have a treadmill currently where I'm at, like in my house. I have the walking pad viral on TikTok. I think I got it on Amazon though. And I have like all of my Pilates stuff. So I've been trying to, because I was really intense into Pilates. I just think it's so good for strengthening. And that with comboing of like just walking more, you know, I've been walking a lot. Like I try to hit like my 8K steps minimum, but typically I'm always like doing 10K or more. Today we'll probably hit literally like 8K. It's kind of hard on work from home days because I'm like, I've already been working out or whatever. So I worked out this morning on the treadmill. Sometimes an hour of cardio is like all you need. So I'll be doing that. So that'll be a nice, easy transition with this whole new shift that I have at work for like the 8 a.m. to 4:30. I won't have to get up and go to the gym, but I still like get up and work out before doing everything. But I just think it's like insane. First of all, that you guys are charging that much and your gym's not even like comparable if we're talking to like some other gyms out here. And then second of all, what does that have to do with me? I just want to extend for $30. Why are you trying to make me pay this whole $130 of back pay when you guys should have been hopped on that? There's no way I should have been able to scan it. So it seems like a blip in their system. I'm over them. They will not see me again, and I don't care. Yeah, that's why we do the Pilates and stuff. Speaking of Pilates, I did Pilates yesterday, you guys. I did like a 40-minute session. Pilates by Izzy. Shout out to her. The way my whole body is aching right now, though, it is aching. Like, I do the 30-minute sessions. I've been doing her whole series. She did a season 2 series, and I haven't been doing it daily because I've been working out, doing so many other things. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it when I can. But I did it yesterday. I'm on like day 24. So of course, like I finally am all caught up. The way my body is so sore today, like my lower abs, my back, my middle abs, like I can't laugh, but I kind of like it. Is it weird? I kind of like it when like I'm a little sore. Like it's like period, it's working. Pilates by Izzy. If you need a Pilates recommendation on YouTube for free 99, Pilates by Izzy. I'm super excited because where I'm at in Cleveland, a solid core is opening. So I'm really excited to try some of those classes. I'm a fitness girly, but like also, yeah, I'm a fitness girly, but I don't say I'm a fitness girly. I would say I am very vain. So that's why I work out. If I did not have the thick butt, thick thigh gene, thanks to my dad's side, I wouldn't work out. Like if I had the skinny gene, like a lot of these heifers out here, I would not be working out. The only reason I work out is because I like to look put together and I like to look good. If I didn't like to look good, I probably wouldn't be going this hard, but it's difficult. Anyway, I digress. Crazy story about FitWorks. This Pilates got my body feeling sore. And yeah, I'm getting to record a lot earlier. And hopefully as I get into my new schedule, everything will, get into the flow of things. Things I watched this weekend. I really want to watch the Lamar Odom documentary. I know that is out now. I'm very confused by the date. Like, I don't know if it's more of them coming out or if it's like just one series or if it's just one movie. I don't know. It said like it was another date on there, so I don't know if it's out or not. Definitely excited to watch that. Netflix price, though, raising is like getting ridiculous. We got some reality topics. Obviously, today we are talking about Atlanta and Rhode Island. I will say this, you guys, Rhode Island is captivating my heart. Update, I don't think I will be watching The Valley this season. because I just realized I really don't like any of them. And it's like, I don't like to hate watch things. I did start Ladies of London, but I'm not really paying attention to it. So I might have to restart it and refocus. But let's move into these reality topics because I would love nothing more than to take a shower and go to bed. So I can be more prepared for tomorrow's swift shift change. And keep in mind, it's only a 45-minute difference, but like I felt that this morning, partially because I was up reading my Kindle. Real Housewives of Atlanta. We're going to talk about it, but we got to talk about what's happening in Real Housewives of Atlanta. Sidora has apparently lost custody of her children to Ralph and has lost her home, which is honestly insane. So Sidora is now, so there was a decision made with the judge basically saying that she has the financial resources to find a new home. So she's being kicked out of the house. And also she has to vacate the premises with her oldest child, her oldest child, who is not biologically by Ralph. Ralph has custody of the two other children because they were finding when the children were with Drew, they were missing a lot of school. So Ralph was awarded full custody. But they're still working together as like joint custody parents, but he has officially like the physical custody of the children and he gets to stay in the home. And the judge is saying, girl, you're gonna have to get out the home. The judge watches her on Real Housewives of Atlanta and sees that, girl, you're living fine. You can find you a new home, give this home to Ralph and your two younger kids. Why you would want to separate a household like that in the first place is beyond me, separating the two kids with the oldest kid. They all grew up together. Now Sidora is asking them, the court, to reverse. And she's saying if she is kicked out, indeed, she will be homeless, her and her oldest child. This is from TMZ. Sidora told the judge she doesn't have the funds to move out of the home she shares with estranged husband Ralph Pittman, despite being ordered to vacate by next month. I don't understand how she doesn't have the funds. According to court docs obtained by TMZ, the Bravo star says she doesn't have the financial resources, nor has she picked out a new home, which makes it hard to be out by May 31st. She said she and her oldest child will be homeless if the court doesn't reconsider the decision. Drew said Ralph's income is 3 times hers. She also claims he agreed to share joint physical custody only to switch up his request to primary while they were in court. A judge has yet to rule. As TMZ first reported, Ralph was awarded primary custody. I cannot talk today, you guys. Of the ex's 2 children following a recent hearing in the divorce. The exes will share joint legal custody. The decision came after it was alleged in court that the children were showing up late to school while in Drew's care. In addition, the court ordered Drew to vacate the marital home by the end of the next month, the same home they both live in. Ralph currently lives in the basement while Drew lives upstairs. Yikes. This is really bad. I don't understand how she's going to be homeless. So she has spoken out. She had a statement. Let me look up her statement. This is honestly a mess. Who is her judge? Like, honestly, I mean, who is her lawyer? Because this has just been miss after miss for her. She did release a statement. She said, good morning. Some details regarding my divorce have recently become public. Although the process is not finalized during this time, Ralph and I are committed to co-parenting and doing what's best for our children. While certain things are beyond my control, my focus remains on showing up every day as the best mother I can be. Living in the public eye comes with challenges, but I'm choosing to move forward with grace, growth, and intention. My children are my priority, and I'm committed to leading with love, peace, and positivity. There is no ill intent toward anyone, just a continued focus on healing, evolving, and becoming the best version of myself. Honestly, I'm not going to lie. That looks really bad that whenever the children are in your care, they are late to school consecutively. So did the judge make the right decision? I don't know. I think Sidora, to claim that you will be homeless when I know, I mean, you've been on Atlanta for like 5 seasons now. I don't know if I could say you'd be homeless. You would be fine. Would it be a downsize? Yes. But you would not be homeless. I don't know what the judge is going to grant. For some reason, I have a feeling that the judge is going to keep the verdict and keep Ralph in the house. That's insane. I don't see how she is also saying Ralph makes 3 times the amount she does. Girl, We can all see he does not. This is messy. Who is Drew Sidora's lawyer? In the words of Kenya Moore, who is this hoe? Who is the girl who is Drew Sidora's legal representation? Because it ain't sweet. This looks really bad. And it looks like she's losing. It looks like she's losing really bad. Moving on to some other Real Housewives news. And this one came in over the weekend. Very bizarre. It looks like Kyle Richards has sued her sister Kim for eviction. So this came in through also TMZ. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Kyle Richards sued her sister Kim Richards last year. So this is just coming out now, apparently. She sued her sister last year in an effort to kick her out of her LA area condo. According to court documents obtained by TMZ, Kyle filed a lawsuit against Kim in January 2025, seeking to have her older sister vacate her 2-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,600 square foot condominium in Encino. Kyle claimed Kim has been living in the condo for years, but she told her to pack up in late 2024. In her suit, Kyle sought possession of the place and wanted damages against Kim of $140 per day beginning in November 2024. For every day she stayed past her welcome. Kim apparently never responded to the suit, so a default judgment has entered in March 2025 requiring Kim to surrender possession of the property. Court docs in June 2025 show the LA County Sheriff's Office tried to serve Kim with the judgment, but she apparently already moved out of the home, so Kyle was able to take possession of it. So this is just old, and it's just coming out now. I mean, I didn't even know that was happening. I did not know that was happening. Another bizarre story that did come out today was that Ruby Rose has she's accused Katy Perry of sexually assaulting her in a Melbourne nightclub 2 decades ago. You guys remember Ruby Rose from Orange is the New Black? This is from USA Today. Model actress Ruby Rose has accused Katy Perry of sexually assaulting her 2 decades ago. Obviously, Katy Perry has spoken out about this now. At least her legal reps have, and they have shut down these claims, saying this did not happen. The Orange is the New Black alum alleged in a series of posts on Threads Sunday, April 12th. I don't know what made her do this, that the pop star assaulted her in an Australian nightclub when she was in her 20s. Rose first commented on Complex Music Threads post mentioning Perry, saying, Katy Perry sexually sick assaulted me at a Spice Market nightclub in Melbourne. Who gives a damn what she thinks? In further posts, she thanked fans for her support after sharing her allegation almost 2 decades. She said, I was only in my early 20s. I'm now 40. It has taken almost 2 decades to say this publicly, though I am so grateful to have made it along to find my voice. It just shows how much of an impact trauma and sexual assault takes. Thank you for seeing me. She said, before I open up about something incredibly raw and traumatic, I tell myself it's okay. You don't need people to believe you. You just need to get it out your poor body before it gives you cancer, she wrote. But then I see this post and tears consume me in a good way. Thank you. So Katy Perry has denied the reckless Ruby Rose allegations in a statement provided to USA Today as of Monday. So Ruby Rose made these claims on Sunday. It is now Monday, and this is what Katy Perry had to say. She said the allegations being circulated on social media by Ruby Rose about Katy Perry are not only categorically false, they are dangerously reckless lies. Miss Rose has a well-documented history of making serious public allegations on social media against various individuals, claims that have repeatedly been denied by those named. Shortly after the post, Rose wrote that she would go to a police station to see if an investigation into any of my experiences of assault could be done, alluding to incidents outside of just the allegation against Perry. I imagine they are past their statute of limitations, but all the more reason to try. I have a long list. Yikes. Yikes. She described something like how it happened. Yeah, this is insane. This is insane. I'm trying to see if she wrote about it. So obviously over 2 decades ago, would this be around Orange is the New Black? I don't know. It was Orange is the New Black out like 20 years ago? No, it hasn't been 20. It has not been 20 years ago. Has it? Maybe like 10. Okay, maybe almost 20. I don't know. And people are saying she has a history of lying on people. I don't know. Does she have it? I don't know. This is very interesting. This was a very wild statement. I don't know. Katy Perry's denying it. But I'm telling you, you guys, okay. Okay. This is not okay. She said, this is like a trigger warning for all of those. She said Rose wrote on Threads, she said she rubbed her disgusting vagina on my face at a nightclub. Wow. She said, I told the story publicly but changed it to be a funny little drunk story because I didn't know how else to handle it. Later, she agreed to help me get my U.S. visa. So I kept it a secret, but I did tell y'all she wasn't a good person. Instead, I got attacked by everyone. Wow. She didn't kiss me. She saw me resting on my best friend's lap to avoid her and bent down, pulled her underwear to the side, and rubbed her disgusting vagina on my face until my eyes snapped open and I projectile vomited on her. Not interested in filing a police report over this. Not when I haven't even filed a report for the numerous rapes at the hands of grown men. But she's more than welcome to sue me. She won't because it happened. I have photos and it was literally in public and witnessed by multiple people. Plus, there is so much more that happened in the years leading up to her silly song she won't want me discussing. The psychological manipulation was strong with that one. And this is in response to a fan saying she kissed a girl and she liked it. She kissed a girl and you didn't like it. Then Rose later added, without elaborating, just left the police station. And obviously, like I said, Katy Perry has denied those claims. Wow. Insane. Let's move to something a little lighter, perhaps. We're going to be following that story very closely to see what else happens. Obviously, she said she did go to the police station, and yeah, I will be updating you guys with that. So, Real Housewives of Atlanta dropped their tagline, so did Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Wait, before we get to that, Real Housewives of Potomac has confirmed their season 11 cast, and I've never been more disgusted. Make sure you check me out on TikTok where I share my thoughts. So Robin Dixon is returning as a friend of. It looks like they got rid of Angel, Kay, and Jossie. They will not be returning. Stacey and Tia are returning as full-time housewives. Ashley Darby, unfortunately, Giselle Bryan, Wendy Osefo, and Karen Huger will all be full-time housewives. Do not know how Tia got another housewife contract. Very not interested in this upcoming season. I don't know why Robin Dixon is back on my screen. I actually cannot stand her. The only reason I think she's back on the screen is to give Karen a run for her money and maybe hold her accountable. But given the situation for Wendy Osefo and how difficult this season is literally about to be for her, I personally don't understand why they would bring Robin Dixon back, because she just makes Giselle Bryan 10 times meaner. I'm not interested in the Green Eye Bandits. I'm not interested in the light skins versus the dark skins, them coming for Stacey and Wendy this whole season. I don't know. And then Tia, of course, will be on Giselle's side and kissing her butt. So I don't know if this was the right move. Bravo, I can tell you what, the fans do not want to see this. Like I said, tune into my TikTok if you want to see what the folks are saying. The folks are in the comment section. No one is here for this cast announcement. Let's get into these taglines. Real Housewives of Atlanta taglines. If I'm going to give you it 100%, it was a solid 4. None of these taglines were good. None of the taglines were good. We have Portia Williams. I've lived many lives and all of them have been fabulous. Pfft. Boo, throwing tomatoes. 3. Sidora, if you cast me in your drama, I'll only accept leading roles. We get it. You can act. 3. Shamia, I've been loyal to a fault and now I'm ready to have my own bag. 5. Uninterested. Kelli Farrell's. Okay. This perhaps is the best one because it's funny. I'm short, seasoned, and always a full course meal. That is funny. Because she is short. She is seasoned. Now she can argue she's seasoned. She's not a newbie anymore. But also, I hear the chicken and waffles is good. Though her and Dennis were getting into an Instagram war. Dennis was like, this cannot be the location that you closed within a month already. Kelli has also addressed Bravo Andy, Daddy Andy, and the Real Housewives of Atlanta cast about her closing location. I'm gonna get that up. It's not looking good for Miss Kelli, and the gag is like I actually like Kelli, but I just think she needs to stand on stuff a little more. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna pull up what she's saying. When you go to social media to clear up stuff too much, like K. Michelle going on Jason Lee's podcast to throw shots at Drew, it just come off corny. I feel like the best housewives learn from Angela Oakley, who has ended up really being a fan favorite. They don't respond to the naysayers while the season is premiering. You know, save all your shady drama and reads for Watch Happens Live and for the after show and the reunion. I just think it's weird when they're like going on all this other stuff and it's like, save that for the reunion, save that for the after show, save that for your Watch What Happens Live appearance, because now it's like overkill. So Kelli and K. Michelle, they cannot stay out of the comment section. They are constantly trying to give the people what they need. Learn from Shamia, who like honestly got tore up last season. I give Kelli's tagline, the I'm short season in a full course meal, I give that a solid 7 because I think it's funny. Like, that girl is short. And period. I'm short too, but she's short. Angel Oakley's, in a field of players, I always run it back. Because we already had something about Oakley last season, I think her tagline last season was a lot better. I give this a solid 6. It's okay. Phaedra's, I cannot stand Phaedra's dress in the intro. It's terrible. She's sitting in a world of legends. They call me the Godfather. I'm not gonna lie, Phaedra's is actually really good because we had that whole Godfather thing. I'm gonna give Phaedra a solid 8 because you know what? That's what I mean when you can throw shade at yourself or like poke fun at you, like a whole tagline or like a whole storyline that was about you and kind of use it. Like, that's a seasoned housewife there. That is a good tagline. I'm not gonna lie. Pinky Cole's is while they're busy beefing, I stay vegan. I actually do like that one. Obviously, we know she's the queen of slutty vegan in Atlanta. I personally like Pinky Cole. I think people have already formed opinions because they're hearing a lot about employees that are alleging that she has not paid them back. I think that's a lot of hearsay. I think that I've genuinely been enjoying Pinky Cole, and we'll get into her and her conversation with her husband later, but I've honestly been enjoying her, and I think she's been very vulnerable, and I really like Pinky Cole, okay? I'm just judging what you give me, and she's giving me the goods, so I'm gonna give her a solid 6. I think it's a little corny. It's like I kind of knew she was gonna mention something about vegan beefing, so that it was expected. I would have liked this a little more elevated. And then obviously closing us out is K. Michelle. She said, I don't need any background singers. It's always my show. Yeah. I like K. Michelle, but I give that a solid 5. It's kind of like, it's nothing. I would like something more about her countryness. We get it, you're a singer. Just like we get Drew is an actor and a singer. Like, I'm like, okay. I think my favorite tagline was Phaedra. The whole in a house full of legends, they call me the Godfather. 8. Did I give it an 8? It was an 8. Nobody got a 10 out of me. Real Housewives of Rhode Island taglines. We'll talk about those before we talk about Real Housewives of Rhode Island. Before we get into this Real Housewives of Atlanta recap, Kelli has responded to the episode on Instagram. She said, I hope you all enjoyed tonight's episode. I want to take a moment to address something personally and directly. Our Sandy Springs location has been closed since December of 2025 as I continue building my waffle empire one at a time. I've learned that growth comes with both wins and valuable lessons, and that location represented a bit of both. Opening Sandy Springs was an exciting milestone. I invested my money in the waffle business at Bravo Andy. I don't know. So money's in all caps and she at Bravo Andy. However, behind the scenes, it never fully aligned with the vision or support needed to succeed, from the lack of visibility on main shopping center signage to ongoing limitations in executing creative concepts. The environment made it difficult to operate at the level I expect for my brand. When a space doesn't allow you to show up fully or move at the base of your standards, difficult decisions have to be made, and closing that location was one of them. I also want to be clear, while I remain focused on building a legacy for my daughters and family, there have been assumptions and commentary that attempt to frame this as a downfall. That is simply not the reality. This is my real life, and that location represented a significant investment of my time, resources, energy, and belief. Maybe they should have been doing the same. Show aside, I show up fully for what I build, and I expect the same in return. This is not a setback, it's a reset, and I move with pure intention. In the meantime, our McDonough, Nana's Chicken and Waffle location and food truck are still outside serving flavor, yada, yada, yada. Good night, I've got carpool to do in the morning, Queen of Waffles. And then she also said on her Instagram story, 2 things are certain and one's for sure. I've never slept with a married man, but she definitely said she would. No press, just truth. It just goes on for so long. Ooh, you guys, some breaking news. Real Housewives of Miami, breaking news. Jody and Lisa, or Jody was arrested. What the heck? And Lisa, I don't know if Lisa was arrested. Lisa Hochstein and her ex-boyfriend Jody Glennon are each facing criminal charges in Miami-Dade County. They are each facing 1 count of interception of wire, oral, or electronic communication involving Lisa's ex-husband Lenny. A description of the charges states that between March 12th and March 31st, 2023, the two unlawfully and intentionally tried to intercept, or tried to have someone else intercept oral statements by Leonard and those Leonard Hochstein spoke with. Jody was taken into custody on Saturday and was no longer appearing in the online jail database on Monday. Oh, wow. What? Not the mugshot, you guys. Look at his mugshot. Can you see? Oh my goodness. Wow. I just got that. Okay, so let's get into Real Housewives of Atlanta. Yeah. I had to drink my water after that one. Kelli, I advise you to get off social media because the fans is eating you up. And things, I like Kelli, but she stays on social media way too much. Just way too much. So for this episode, Kelli was honestly the focal point, in my opinion. You know, she's opening up the Sandy Springs, which is why she was addressing on Instagram. But first of all, we have a sit down between her, Portia, and K. Michelle. So Portia basically brings up the fact that Kelli was accused of sleeping with a married man during BET weekend. I did watch Happens Live. Kelli and Liz from Rhode Island. Not Kelli. Portia and Liz from Rhode Island were on Watch Happens Live. And Portia claims to be really close with the man from BET weekend. And she does not, and the wife does not know. I personally thought Portia's story was very messy and it made no sense to me. She was saying, you have also slept with a married man. She said that Kelli had hurt her feelings in the after show when Kelli talked about sleeping with a married man, or Portia sleeping with a married man, or saying she would with the Charles Oakley thing. I personally think, Are your feelings really that hurt? I mean, you have slept with a married man, Portia, and you did steal a woman's husband. So I don't know. But the thing is with Portia, I feel like so many of the fans have a love-hate relationship with her. I think people are forgetting how bad of a friend Portia is. Like the fact that she started all those rumors about Shamia with Phaedra and the whole Candy Dungeon thing. And I think because people dislike Shamia and Kelli so much, they're kind of clouding their judgment of Portia. When have we ever trusted Portia to tell a narrative? Portia is a liar. Do we like Portia? Yes. Do we enjoy her for entertainment purposes? Yes. But I don't know. I just feel like Portia's story was all over the place. I don't think Kelli slept with a married man. I think Kelli literally was like, what are you talking about? Like, she was like, BET weekend. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Apparently, the man was texting Portia's friend. I just slept with Kelli. The wife does not know. If you're watching me on YouTube, you can see my face of utter confusion. It was a messy story. It was almost as messy as the Godfather story Angela brought. Like, it was just kind of like, I don't believe this. Portia, I'll believe it when I see it. She says the receipts are her. We'll see. We'll see. So Pinky and her husband. So Pinky opens up about, like, you know, losing her business for 43 days, which I didn't know happened. So Pinky has had a very serious issue with Slutty Vegan in the past. You know, she lost her business for 43 days. You know, she's currently facing Chapter 13 bankruptcy, which is basically the refinancing of your finances. It's business bankruptcy, not personal. But she has faced bankruptcies in the past, I think, with Slutty Vegan. And then we have this relationship with her husband, who is hot. He's a hot man. He could use some eye pads, though, underneath, some eye patches underneath his under eye. He is hot. They have a lot of kids. They have 4, and all their names start with D. I think they have 5 or 2 or 6, actually, because he has 2 children. And I love how all their names starts with D's, like, on period. So this relationship, I didn't know her husband was the king of cheesesteak, apparently. So he has some restaurants as well. What I do see with these two is a little competition. I wonder if he's also vegan. Like, how does that work? We learned that she is from Jamaica, Guan. And yeah, we're seeing her and her husband. Finally, this is what I was expecting the first episode. I think the second episode was a lot better because we got a chance to see K. Michelle and Pinky a lot more. So yeah, her and her husband kind of have this power dynamic where they both are dominant, and he realizes he's with a dominant woman, and he's like, I have to humble you a lot. And it's like, he's like, he wouldn't have it any other way. Definitely sensing some, like, competition. I gotta keep watching. The people were saying they didn't like his attitude. I personally didn't like the humble comment. Like, he's almost like he wants her to fail so she can come crying to him. And she talks about having lonely nights, but he's like, you didn't have lonely nights. It's kind of like he invalidates her. It's kind of weird, but I don't want to hop on a bandwagon. I think they were having a genuine, serious conversation. I think for him being a male, a dominant man who is also bringing in money, if not the same as her. I think they both bring in probably the same amount. He's probably bringing in a little bit more because his businesses are not in bankruptcy right now. But I feel like both of them being in the restaurant business, there comes with some competition of wanting to outdo one another. And maybe that's what attracted them to each other. I did not know he was also a restaurant mogul like her. So yeah, we're going to be seeing their relationship play a part. The scene didn't end awkwardly, but I don't know. I'm trying this new thing where I give people more than one episode. I'm giving him more than one episode. Okay? Because yeah, we're gonna give him more than one episode. Was the scene a little weird? I see some hesitation of giving up power. Okay, and that's on both roles. No one kind of wants to lean in, and it's like she says she's leaning in, but he wouldn't know if she needed help if she knocked him in the head with a frying pan. That's what it's giving. But it's also giving he wants to teach her a lesson. Do you guys get what I'm putting down? Kelli is also very vulnerable in this episode. It was nice to see her and Pinky hug it out at the end because Kelli said, I did not appreciate you not responding to my DMs, and now you are in this circle. And but I will say Pinky was like, I wanted to congratulate you because you are doing the thing. And then Kelly was like, yeah, like I appreciate it, but like you didn't even respond like when I needed your help, kind of, and like just your guidance. And it's always because you just never know what someone's going through. And Pinky's like, it's hard for me to help when I'm going through it as well. So I really appreciated them getting back on the same page. If Kelly is a good housewife, she would accept that apology and move on. I think she should. It seemed like they did it there. Pinky's just saying, I couldn't help you because I'm trying to help myself right now, you know, and I get that. So after the whole tea where Portia tries to drop some tea on Kelly, Kelly denies it. She reacts in confessional, and then she reacts to Angela and Shamia about the accusations, and she calls Portia Horsha, which is honestly a good nickname. I'm not going to lie. I wish she would have said this to Portia because Portia and her did hug it out. Kelly is so short, she only came up to Portia's chest. It was a weird scene. It was like, I'm about to throw you out there. Now give me a hug. Kelly and Portia left it on that. Kelly was still feeling a type of way because she was like, that's not what happened. And ran it back to Angela. Angela ran it back to Portia to say that you have a new nickname and it is Horsha. And Portia was shocked because she thought they hugged out. Everything was fine. You know, Portia's like, you know, we hug it out. We move on. Portia then decides not to go to her chicken and waffles event. She sends her flowers instead. And she's like, hey, we're going to need to talk. Which is like hilarious. It's like, I guess this is my flowers. Like, P.S. we need. She's like, congratulations on the opening. P.S. we need to have a talk. Yikes. Kelly ends up calling Portia at the event, like, hey, you could have just came. Flowers die. I got mouths to feed, okay? And Portia and her exchange words are not the best. Kelly's in her feelings because she's sat and thought of it, and she's like, dang, Portia really just tried to play me on TV like I'm sleeping with a married man when that's not the truth. So that was that. We have another situation going on. It looks like Portia is bringing around Sway, who she seems a lot more comfortable with than that guy, that Renaman that she had on the first episode. Sway is the girl she is currently with. The girl was with her for Watch What Happens Live. She wasn't there, but I guess she was behind the scenes. Andy did meet Sway. And Portia has been with Sway on social media. I'm assuming this is her actual relationship. Portia also talks about how hypocritical she was, talking about like being with women and how she has dipped in a lady pond, but this is as serious she has gotten to being intentional with dating a woman. Her and Sway look good together. They look really good together. And yeah, I think they're still going strong. So we have Angela and Phaedra also reconciling this episode. And it's insane to me that Phaedra's son, Aiden, is like literally driving. Like, where does the time go? Phaedra also just slid in there that Apollo's like a drunk and that Aiden's been his driver since he's been 12 years old. His designated driver. She kind of just slid in there. I'm weak. Apollo is going to constantly catch strays from his Phaedra Parks. Phaedra and Angela hug it out because Angela's like, you know what? I can admit the receipts were messy. The receipts were messy and it didn't make sense. I don't think you had anything to do with it. She's like, thank you. I never did. So we're able to see the groups forming, even though I think Angela will be going back and forth between Shamia and them and the other two in the other group. It looks like we have a solid foundation of like Drew, Portia, Phaedra, and Angela, right? They all went to Drew's event, and it just seemed like they were all in good terms. They were all able to kiki. And then we obviously have Shamia and Kelly, and then we have the newbies, Pinky and K Michelle. So that's what it's honestly giving in terms of the group dynamics. And I feel like Angela can dibble and dabble with all of them. I also feel like Phaedra will be able to dibble and dabble with all of them. We're really seeing Shamia try to turn Angela against Drew, and I think Angela's very smart because she's like, I'm not falling for it. Like, me and Drew are good. Was it messy that Drew ran back and told Phaedra that the receipts were everywhere? Yes, but we've talked about it. We're fine. Stop trying to be so concerned with our friendship. I think Shamia's trying to find her place in the group now that she's not Portia's friend. I will say her and Drew have the most corny offs there are. Like, it's honestly insane to me. they're just always going back and forth with each other. Like from Drew trying to talk to Shamia's mom at the event to, I don't know, like it's just always a lot. And I'm just like, Drew, it was giving corny. And then from Shamia, like trying to talk to Angela, like, are you sure Drew's a friend? Girl, why do you care? And then you could tell Shamia's upset because it seems as though everyone has made up by the time at the Nana Chicken and Waffles. And she's like, why can't I move on with these group of women, but they're moving on and they're not doing it in front of me, but I'm having falling outs with people in front of them and I got to make up with people in front of them. Shamia, just be yourself. I think Shamia, like, I actually like Shamia. I think she means well, but you can definitely tell like she's so attention seeking. And she needs to just start standing on it because she's not wrong. I do think you have some concrete examples of Portia not being a good friend, but because now you are so corny and the people don't feel bad for you. But I want more for Shamia. I want more for Shamia and Kelli. I'm actually rooting for them. I like all the ladies in Atlanta. I do. And I love that. I love when that happens, you know, unless we're talking Potomac and we're bringing Darby and Dixon back on. That's when I have an issue. Moving on to Rhode Island, which I honestly feel like should not be premiering after Atlanta because I'm almost more excited for Rhode Island. Oop, did I say that? I think they should have been on a Tuesday, a Wednesday. Beverly Hills is going off. I didn't recap one thing of Beverly Hills. I did not care to. Let's get into these taglines of Rhode Island. I would rank them. They still got work to do. These are just like their first season. They'll get better at it as time goes on. But let's get into these. You know, Kelsey, we have Who Needs a Sugar Daddy When My Life Is This Sweet. Well, girl, don't you? And I like Kelsey, but isn't the point of you is that you do have a sugar daddy? Yeah. That made no sense to me. I get out of 3 because I'm like, you do have a sugar daddy. Like, am I missing something? She do have a sugar daddy. Okay, Rula, I have a blessed life and I'm a loyal wife. Girl, but your husband is not. 2. Rula, I was expecting more, to be honest. Alicia, why settle for just a slice when you have the whole damn pie? Do you? Not me reading all their taglines. We gonna talk about Rhode Island because Alicia, he ain't trying to leave you any slice of the pie. He's trying to leave you out on the street with all those children. Do you have a slice of the pie? I'm gonna give that a 4 because I get now knowing what I know, and it just so happens to be the episode where the taglines we get. We also know this man wrote you completely out of the prenup, and your name isn't on the house deed. Red flag. Do you have a piece of the slice, or do you have a slice of the piece of the pie? It is not giving. Okay, let's talk about Ashley's. My life is like a rom-com. When I'm not crying, I'm laughing. I think that was cute. I give it a 5 because she does cry and laugh a lot, and she has a very rom-com nature about her. You know, I hear she cries a lot. Like Bachelor, Paradise, all this stuff, they know her as a crier. And we've already seen like the first 3 episodes and she's cried two of the episodes. And she's laughed in all of them. You know, she has a really beautiful smile. Rosie, this is my girl. I know she's a little messy to the folks, but I actually like Rosie. I used to report the news, but now I'm the headline. Period. You are. I gave that a solid 7. Joellen, my girl. Another stan. I'm not trying to be mean. I just mean what I say. You meant that. And you said it. Yes. I love it. That was an 8. 8. Liz, closing us out. In the Ocean State, I dispense the weed and the truth. And we know she be dispensing that weed because she be high in those confessionals. And I think didn't she say she allergic to BS? I like Liz's. I give that a solid 7. The girls are cute. This is their first season. They're warming up. Kelsey's made no sense to me because I'm like, girl, aren't you the sugar baby? You do need the sugar daddy. But because this show is so good, you're not going to need him soon. You are not going to need him soon. You might have to downsize, but you're not going to need him soon. Okay? We love that. Let's talk about Rhode Island. There was some other revelations before we even get into this. Rula's husband was actually arrested back in December for putting a car tracker on Rula's car. The charges were dropped, but they have some drama. We also are learning that Dino allegedly has ties to the cartel. This is giving me Mob Wives / New Jersey. When you watch Women's Live, though, when all the housewives are on, I did watch that one. Ashley said she felt, the question was, is Rhode Island giving New Jersey because they're so close together? And a lot of the women disagreed. Ashley was one of them that agreed because Ashley's from Jersey. And Liz said, you're only saying that because you're not from Rhode Island. So I hear, like, when you really are a transplant in Rhode Island, you really don't know what's going on there. So you really can't say much about it. That's what they saying to her. Let's get into this episode. This was the Studio 54 party. And I tell you what, the back of that house is beautiful. I'm trying to see what the front of the house look like, though. What does the front of Liz's house look like? Because the back is backing. But what does the front look like? Why don't we see the front? Would it be giving it away? The back of that house is drop dead gorgeous. She has Studio 54 party for her husband. And so we're setting some things up. We know a conversation is going to be happening between Joellen and Rula and the husbands. But before we even get to that, we have to talk about the rumors about Liz and Dino. So Liz actually went on Women's Live with Portia, like I mentioned earlier in the episode, and she says she is not upset with Alicia for bringing it up. Alicia and Liz would go way back. Apparently, their sisters used to be best friends. They had a falling out. However, they were around each other a lot. Liz was there when Alicia was born. Like, they go way back. Was Liz shocked to know that Alicia brought that up on camera? Yes. Knowing that you know me for so long? Yes. What is the story? Dino is friends with Liz and Jerry. Jerry has taken up the sport of sport fishing, where it requires him to be gone almost like 3 weeks out of the month for 6 months of a year. During those times, I guess Jerry would be like, hey, Dino, check on my wife, Liz. I guess Dino would take Liz out. They would be out partying together, going out to eat, because she would be alone. You know, I don't know if he's still actively sport fishing. But 6 months, like 5 to 6 months out of the year, you're gone 3 weeks out of the month. That is a lot. So people are saying that's when the rumors circulated, because they would see Dino and Liz out at the clubs getting lit and out at dinners, you know, fine dining, all that stuff. This is where these rumors are coming from. Liz has denied it. What we do learn at the Studio 54 party is that Kelsey may have a connection to Dino. We also learn on Women's Live that is not a story that Liz will be telling. This is a really good show, you guys. Like, if you are not watching Rhode Island, please watch it. This is a really good show. And then we see Liz go off on Kelsey, because Kelsey was the one was like, I don't know if you want to go down to the pier with Dino and your husband. It's not looking well. Apparently, Liz is also saying in Women's Live, I also named a couple of my friends. It wasn't just them two. Wasn't romanticizing that. But she also said she was drunk AF and she went off on Kelsey, and she like didn't mean to. If you watch the after show, the ladies say it's Hurricane Liz. Liz be acting like this sometimes a lot. She blow up on her friends. So they get into a spat. We are now moving into the biggest conflict of the episode, which is Joellen showing up to this Studio 54 party with her husband. Her husband walked in there like a G with his gold glitter blazer on period. You know, it is Studio 54. And I'm sorry, Joellen, girl, that hair needed to be brushed. I don't know what the heck was going on. It looked like she was actually leaving Studio 54. I digress. Walk in there, they confront Rula and the husband. Apparently the husband was the one. They know people in the med spa space, you know. Apparently Rula's husband was the one sending emails. He was sending emails to HR. He was sending emails to the marketing team. The marketing team had let Joellen know that this what's being said about you. RHOA's husband was basically like, I'm filing a complaint. This is all stemming from Joe Ellen having the pictures, seeing them on Instagram. You know, we know that she knows this lady through carpool baby, like preschool pickup or whatever. She knows this woman. She saw her sitting on RHOA's husband's lap, and she's like, what the heck? And this was posted on Instagram. She sent it to Liz. Liz sent it to RHOA. RHOA obviously shot the messenger, right? So we are in that predicament. The gag is Joe Ellen swears that he is still cheating, while the husband is basically saying nothing. RHOA was like, why don't you say something? She's saying, this is still going on. Is this still going on? He isn't saying anything, you guys. Like, he is not saying anything. He is quiet. And I will say Joe Ellen's husband was fully standing up for him. I mean, for Joe Ellen, he was saying, I don't need you threatening my wife's place of work when she needs to be worried about putting food on the table for our kids. I don't know what he does. People are focusing on that. I just think it's kind of one of those things. Don't come for my wife's job, you know, when she's putting she's putting food on the table. We do know that Joe Ellen has said in a previous episode that he worries about the house mortgage and I think something else, and she got everything else, like, you know, the housely task. They both work. It is a working relationship. I'm sure it is. It's giving 50-50. That's what it's giving, you know, and now he's saying you're trying to take money out of our pockets. You're trying to take food off of our table. I do think it is a weird move to honestly be emailing someone's place of work, trying to file a complaint against them because you know people that they work with. I think that is honestly messed up. So I really appreciated how Joe Ellen's husband and Joe Ellen handled that like a pro. They went up to RHOA and her husband. They handled that like a pro. RHOA's husband was honestly left on crickets. He didn't really have anything to say. He didn't have anything to say for his name. She claims that he is still cheating on RHOA. And she says she doesn't have a problem with RHOA. Her issue is with the husband trying to get her fired from her job. As any person's issue would be with the husband. Because why are you trying to get me fired? Right? So let's move on to another interesting storyline. We find out why Alicia has been engaged for 9 years. She's been engaged since her daughter's been born. I think she got engaged a little bit while she was pregnant. We learn that, you know, she has 6 sisters. Out of the 5 are, you know, divorced. We learned that her dad left her mom and the kids and then sold the house and they had to like figure it out. And he had like a whole other family. And now we're learning that she met with a lawyer. That her husband wanted her to sign a prenup. When they did get married, she met with a lawyer and the lawyer was like, he's basically leaving you with nothing. And he will not put her name on the house. So she doesn't want to get married. And I don't blame her, but I'm like, do you even want to be with this person? It's very interesting because he has branded a lot of his franchises and restaurants for Alicia. But when she says, I have a slice of the pie, I'm like, you don't, because your name's not in the house. And he's going to leave you with nothing if something did happen. So I thought that was interesting to learn about. I think that was interesting. We also meet Kelsey's man this episode. Her other man. Her man when her man's away. We don't know. They're not officially together, but Kelsey is very well enough, like, aware that she wants to be a mom, and she knows that her current man and the lifestyle she lives, she'll never be able to be a mom with how she's living with this man that's gone 6 months out of the year. She's reconnecting with her childhood sweetheart. She's known him since 7th grade. I think that is so cute. He actually shows up to the party because he actually knows Jerry, and he actually knows Dolores's Polly. Rhode Island is small, you guys. Rhode Island is small. Yeah, they're not together. His name's Bill William. But yeah, they're not together, but they're together. Like, it's giving, he's well aware. And he definitely wants to wife her because he's like, I should just take you. You can live with me. I mean, it's going to be a downsize, but... And I like Kelsey because she's real. She's like, I like Billy, but it's like, he can't provide me the lifestyle I'm currently living. Like, I'm probably going to have to work. And it's like, I don't mind working, but do I want to work? And you know what? Same. Do I really want to work? No, I don't. But I'll tell you what, Kelsey, you are greenlit for the next couple seasons. Honestly, this Rhode Island is greenlit for the next couple of seasons. You guys have something very special here. So we are very. What I did think was really interesting was that Kelsey talks about Dino walking into the party, how she acts like she doesn't even know him. Like she thought it was interesting he showed up. I thought that was a really interesting comment. Fast forwarding to Watch Admin's Live, we see that Liz is basically like, I'm not about to answer for what's going on. Obviously, at the end of the episode, we get a Liz and a Kelsey getting into each other, screaming at each other, not wanting cameras there. And Kelsey has said something about your ongoing. And then Liz was like, you're more into it than I am. And she's like, I don't know why. And Liz also said, I don't know why Kelsey's trying to act like she don't know Dino. Next episode, perhaps. Next episode, we see Rosie and Alicia getting into it, which I'm shocked because I thought they were friends. But next episode, perhaps we will see what is going on. Like, what do you mean with these ongoing rumors? Like, what do you mean Kelsey is also just as much into it as you are? That is what that's what Liz is saying. Another amazing episode for Rhode Island. I think Rhode Island is really good, and I think they really do have something on their hands. And I'm really excited to recap this season. Another amazing episode. I will be back next Toxic Tuesday. Make sure you guys listen to What's the Reality on What the Reality. I did do the Sierra West Amanda breakdown, the betrayal of it all. I posted that on Friday. And I will see you guys next Toxic Tuesday. Bye.